Hey there, today I'm going to share with you how I go about doing vacation and trip planning. So one of the first things that we always do in any of our trip planning is obviously you have to decide where you're going to go. So me and my husband, we always do this process together. And how do we pick where we're going to go? Well, we have a bucket list of things that we would like to do. So we always try to filter through that first. And then we look at how much time off we have to work with. So we use those two factors, and then we start chiseling down and narrowing down which destination and how much time we have that kind of makes the most sense. So that's the first step. And then once we have picked what it is that we're going to do, then we decide, okay, let's say is it a cruise? So if we've picked a cruise, then we decide, okay, do we want to get a travel agent or do we want to book directly ourselves? We have used a travel agent one time. We used it for our Disney cruise. And while our travel agent was very nice, I think she did an okay job. I don't, and I haven't since booked with a travel agent. Mainly because for me, I felt frustrated having to go through someone else when I could do it myself. Booking online is easier now than I think it's ever been, and it's real easy to compare and get good rates. In fact, a lot of times, me and my husband do know a travel agent, and we have considered using her. We haven't thus far, though, because when we're looking at cruises, I will, faux book a cruise for us for whatever dates and time we're looking for, and then we'll call her and we'll ask her, and we'll be like, hey, what can you get us? And we won't go over what I have found. And every time she's either gotten exactly what I've gotten, and sometimes I find something better. The only time that she's ever come back and had anything slightly better for us is when she's trying to massage us in to one of her group bookings. So I would say that, if you've got like a big group, and I mean a big group, we're talking you need to be able to cover 8, 10 more cabins, then yes, use a travel agent. They can get you a better deal on those big group rates. But if it's just, 2 people, 4 people, 1 cabin, 2 cabins, you can do it yourself. And I've not had any problems with any of the cruise lines. So far, I have booked myself with Carnival, and I have booked myself with Royal Caribbean, and I have not had any trouble whatsoever, A, doing the booking, B, getting a price change when a price does change, or having any of my questions answered. It is a process sometimes. There is high volume call time, so I try not to call during peak hours. So then my wait times on the phone are better. So those are some of the things that I do when it comes with, cruising, travel agent, no travel agent. Again, we just decide not to go with a travel agent. So now we've picked our cruise, we've booked our cruise. What are some of the other things that we do to get ready for a cruise? Well, we check for any of the current protocols. Do we need to be vaccinated? Do we need to bring proof of vaccination? Do we need to bring our passports? And I always bring my passport. It's never a question for me. We have them, we bring them. It makes life so much easier in the event of emergency or if there's a problem. So passports, yes. And then, do I need to be tested prior to the cruise? And then if I do I need to work out the logistics for that? sometimes that can be a bit of a headache for us because we are truck drivers, and we try to narrow down our time off pretty close, to where like we finish on Thursday for work and we're boarding a ship on Friday. So that way we're not having to take off extra time for unused vacation, essentially. Like if I'm going to take time off, I want to be doing something fun. All right, for the second type of trip that we like to take is a road trip that requires hotel stays. So we actually just did a whole trip that we are planned out for December. We are going between Christmas and New Year's, and we're actually going to stay over the New Year's holiday. It's a pretty big deal for us. It'll be our first actual New Year's Eve trip. We're actually doing something, not just staying up at the house and having a few drinks and watching the ball drop on TV. We're actually going to do something. So we're pretty excited about this. We're going to go to Daytona Beach, Florida. We are pretty excited. So some of the steps that we took to decide, what we were doing is we had already gotten pre-approved with work to be off that during those time frames. And they were like, all right, we've got this time. What are some of the things that we'd like to do? Well, we've already done a few cruises this year. Well, we'll have by then. We've got a cruise coming up in September. But so we feel like we've done 2 cruises this year. Maybe let's change it up. We did look at some cruises for that week, but they were pricey because that's when everybody wants to go on a cruise. So we passed on the cruise for this trip. So we were like, all right, let's do a land-based trip. We haven't done one of those in a while, so we were real excited to kind of explore and see where we wanted to land. So we started looking. We wanted to do something here in Florida because we are still, in my opinion, fairly new residents to the state. We've now been here a year. And so we wanted to get out and stretch our fingers and feelers and toes and see some of the beautiful sights that Florida has to offer. So we went through, and one of our top ones that we want to do at some point was Key West. Apparently Key West is extremely popular to do during the Christmas holiday season, so that's kind of out. So maybe another trip. And we looked at some of the beaches and some of the interior stuff, and there is like so much to do. It was really hard to narrow it down, but we decided that we want to go to the beach. We're here near Orlando, Haines City area, and so we want to go to the beach. So we're like, all right, beaches. We decided on Daytona Beach. The prices there for that time of year are pretty reasonable, and we saved a lot of money because we use Hotwire. We always go through Hotwire for all of our hotel bookings, and we always do, kind of the mystery hotel thing. Like you put in your parameters, and yeah, you get a 3-star, you get this kind of rating, you get these amenities, and then they show you like, all right, you're gonna get one of 3 of these hotels. You don't get to pick them, so it's crapshoot. So we just did that, and the hotel we got meets all of our criteria. Now, if I could have picked, I wouldn't have picked the one we got, but I'm not disappointed. So we were able to save, I don't know, it was like $75 a night, roughly, just using Hotwire and not being picky about the hotel. So I highly recommend Hotwire if you are cool with just having your basic choices met and you're not hardcore needing or wanting to stay in a set hotel. We've done this for years now. We love Hotwire. They have a protection plan where if you think that there might be some reason that you need to cancel or change the trip, you can get all your money back, no worries. A lot of times we don't do that unless there's something going on where we think maybe. We didn't do it this time because we already know we have the time off, so we're guaranteed that we're good to go. There's no reason why we can't go. It's in state. It's only an hour and a half drive from where we're at, so we're good, set to go. Now we're hunting down what we want to do while we're there. So we check YouTube videos, we Google search, and we check TripAdvisor, and we look at reviews, and we go through all of these things and start, chopping it down. What looks good? What is a high priority for us? So we're still in the process of doing that. I will absolutely be taking you guys along with me for this trip. I am so excited about this trip. I've gone by Daytona Beach 100 million times. We have to go by it for work every single day, so we're going back and forth by it, and I'm like, I wonder what it's like to go there, amongst other things. So there are lots of places we get to pass that I'm like, wonder what it's like to stay there. So we're pretty excited. Again, I will absolutely take you along and share all the experiences, all the places we eat, all the fun things we go do. I will totally do a review of the hotel that we're staying at. It is not a chain hotel. It is just a resort, an older resort by the looks of it, but it does look like it's been refurbished, so we're pretty excited. Yeah, so that's how we go through kind of the process of vacation planning for a kind of inside state trip. So we do often use kayak. It's okay. It's worked out for us when we've decided to use it. Kayak is a service that helps you kind of filter through your trip plans and get stuff booked. We like to kind of have a little more control, so we don't always go with that, but sometimes we go there to get ideas. We also check Brad's deals, and we check Clark's deals, and we'll check with our Sam's Club because we have Sam's Club membership, and we'll check with anything that has any kind of travel related rewards and perks and discounts. So if you have like a credit card or something that gives you some kind of rewards or perks or discounts on certain things, then we always take all that into consideration as we're building our trip plans. Hey guys, if you find any of this helpful at all, I would really love for you to subscribe and join the clan. I would love to have you, and I would love to hear any of your questions and comments about trip planning. What is your favorite way to trip plan? Do you have something that you always go to? Do you have trouble spots that maybe I could help you with? If so, leave me a comment. So the last thing I'm going to cover is transportation. Things that we consider when we're doing our trips as of to how we're going to handle our transportation needs. For our upcoming cruise and for all past cruises, we have driven to all the ports every time, and so far we've only ever been out of, oh no, we went out of Charleston, South Carolina once, and then all of our other cruises have been out of Port Canaveral, and we have driven our personal vehicle there every time, and we've always just paid to park at the port. It does cost a little more versus some of the off-site options. I've never done those. Some people love them. I don't like having to do the shuttle. So I'm just like, I want to get there, I want to get my stuff out of my car, and I want to go into the terminal, and I want to get off the ship, and I want to get my stuff, and then I want to go to my car. I don't want to have the shuttle game. I have no patience for that. If I can avoid it, I do. I'm happy to pay the few extra dollars just to stay at the port and park there. I've never had any issues with port parking. I know there's been some stories lately where cars have been broken into. I don't keep anything in my car, and I don't keep anything in there that looks like you want it. So that helps. Just keep your personal stuff to a minimum and make it look like, oh, there's nothing worth messing with this car. Go on to the next one. So that's a tip for you. Don't leave anything out that might look like, there's a box back there. Wonder what's in that box. Or, they got some shopping bags in there. I wonder if there's some good stuff in those shopping bags. won't keep anything like that in my car. And if I do happen to keep something in there, I stash it away, hide it where it's not visible to, so it's not appealing. So there's your little tip about parking at ports and other places. If you're concerned about those kinds of things, just kind of keep your stuff minimalized. Oh, one more thing about transportation, something to always consider is resort fees when booking any kind of hotel. That can sneak up on you if you're not paying attention. And parking. We always select, when we go through hotels.com, we always select free parking, free internet. Anything else that we absolutely will not be happy if we don't have, we put those in the filters. You know, you can select free breakfast. That's not a big deal for us. Is it nice? Yeah, it's nice. Sometimes we want that, but here lately we haven't, so we didn't do it on this trip. So this resort does not offer free breakfast, but it does have coffee in the room. So, because I need caffeine. Caffeine is my friend. Things to think about. Just make sure that if you're using any of these sites, that you are going through all of the filters and checking off all the little boxes and reading the fine print, because if you're not reading that fine print, something may sneak up on you, and I don't want that for you guys. I want y'all to be like well informed, well prepared, and being like, I saw that. You ain't sneaking up on me. Ha ha ha. So if there's anything else I can help you guys with trip planning, you know, please reach out to me. I'm here for you guys. I have done tons and tons of trips and travels. So I'm like an endless book of knowledge up here. Feel free to pick my brain. I'm happy to help. And until the next time, guys, shake a tail feather.